feel, and believe 76. Okay, think, feel, and believe 76. Okay. Hello. This is Solex. You can find me, It's Sextor me. Oi, you can't find me, Sextor me. Yeah, most lots of videos there. You'll find me with all the good videos and subjects and things. Yeah, it's great. It's really great. I tell you, it's great. I was going to stop at the last video, 75, because we're on 76 right now. I mean, that's usually how it works when you're going in succession, and you should be listening to these videos in succession too, okay? Okay. So I was kind of reeling off the last video, and it's like, I can't stop. I gotta talk about this because it's important, because this is just, the importance of this is the key to be able to change direction in your life, And I was sitting there thinking, and, like I say, a lot of a sudden, it all starts in the mind, right? If it all starts in the mind, okay, with thought, and then that thought generates to something that you're speaking, and then you create that feeling, and then you are creating a dynamic of a belief towards something, but you're giving your power to that, all right? And whatever you're giving your power to or your attention to, okay, think about that. Whatever you're giving your power to, or giving your attention to, that is what is manifesting. That is what is being made prominent in your life. Okay? So now I know that there's things that are behind, we'll just call it a drinking issue, okay? We'll just call it a drinking issue. And you're making a choice to give power to it, right? And you might be saying, I need to stop drinking. I need to stop drinking. I need a drink. I need to stop drinking. I need a drink. I just need a drink to relax. I need to stop drinking. You see how just with those, whether you're going in one direction or the other, you're giving your attention to it by a choice. Okay, so then that's what's happening. That's what's happening. Just like I've said in this story pretty much before, how I had a friend that said, the old saying where, happens, right? Happens, and I would hear him say happens all the time. I mean, one strike a week was happens, and then obviously was happening all the time, right? So he was giving his attention to that. It was starting in his mind. It was starting with a thought. Then he was speaking it. Then he was feeling it. Like one time his garbage disposal went, and he had it, and then again he came out with the happens, and then when something would happen, it's creating a feeling, and then just reaffirming his belief in the fact that happens all the time. So it all starts in the mind. It all starts where you're giving your attention, and you're just creating it's kind of like a vicious cycle, you see. Wherever you're giving it starts in the mind. It starts with a thought. It starts with you speaking it. And then it continues on to feeling it, and then continues on to a belief, and that's what is happening in your life. And you can sit there and say, okay, well, so if you got issues with money or whatever, stuff like that, and what you're thinking, feeling, and believing about money, you can go in two different directions with that. Believe me, I have hit myself with, I hit myself with the self-bat so much with that. I allowed myself to be tormented about worrying about money, and worrying about worrying about money all the time, until for years, I had just hit myself with that bat so many times where I got tired of it, and I was like, no, I'm not going there. I'm not doing it. I'm not even up until today, I'll be like, and I'll say, no, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to give my power to the negativity of the aspect you see. I'm not going to give my power to that and let it rule me, right? Rule me into an extent where it's affecting me emotionally. It's causing me to worry. It's causing me to be concerned. It's causing me to be under the tyranny of it, right? Those are just a few examples of some of the things that we're doing. And, We could talk about things that are going on in relationships between husband and wife, and what you're giving attention to, and what you're allowing to affect you, and what you're allowing to have power over you, right? You know, and it's everything in life is how you wish to think, feel, and believe about it, right? I mean, it's so many times. I mean, I had my I had my problems in relationships too. And I got to say, you know, when you're raising youngins, sometimes them youngins can cause you a little bit of So I knew from the experiences that I had that I can't sit there and be saying or speaking or feeling or giving my power to any of that stuff either. Because the more that I give power to it, no matter what shape or form it is, it's just going to keep the dynamic of the vicious cycle of that churning and churning until I decide to think, feel, and believe differently about it, right? You know, I mean, seriously, you know, if anybody, you go through a divorce, even though that person is still causing stuff, you know, I mean, it's still driving you crazy. You know, I had to stop, even during the relationship, I had to stop thinking, feeling, and believing about certain things in certain ways so that I could relieve and detach myself from the emotional reactions that I was having all the time from it, because it was having such a profound effect on me that it was more or less affecting my health. I mean, so it's like it got my attention to the point where I was like, okay. I had to stop. You know, I mean, the thing about it is that, you know, hopefully that's why it's so critical, and I just hope for the best for people out there that are listening, that you can listen to these videos and you can understand that you can start to take charge of your thought life and how you're thinking, feeling, believing about things, and so you can relieve yourself from the tyranny of it, because the tyranny will not end until you stop. You know? When you stop giving attention to a certain particular item, when you just keep going on with it and giving it attention, no matter what it is, if it's getting pulled over all the time, you know, or speeding, or doing whatever it is that you're doing as far as that's concerned. Relationships with anybody out there, work, children, spouse, whatever you're thinking, feeling, believing, and being caught up in with all that kind of stuff is how you're going to keep those wheels a-churning and going to keep that dynamic spinning. Yeah, keep those wheels a-churning, dynamic spinning. You got to stop, man, because the torment, it's not worth it. Because life's too short to live it under a level of torment. And if truth be told, let's just admit it. We give our power away all the time. Unless you've been conscious of it and you've been trying to work on yourself, you're giving your power away to your emotional reaction to things pretty much 99.9% of the time. 99.9% of the time, you're giving your power away to all these things, and, you know, they're directing and they're tormenting our lives. They really are. And when you know, and here's a listen. Here's one of the greatest things you can do. Step up to plate and own the responsibility to the extent that just take responsibility, you know, because there's all kinds of situations that are going out there, all kinds of them. Start taking responsibility for the way that things are in your life, primarily because of how you're thinking, feeling, and believing about them. Now that can be pretty hard to do, you know, and obviously there's going to be situations out there where it's not always going to be 100% as far as that's concerned, but if you can just do it for the sake of it, take responsibility and own up to the fact of how the things are in your life right now, because primarily of how you wish to think, feel, and believe about them. And that's huge. I won't get into some other things right now because that spans across many subjects, period. But just just take on the dynamic of that, to think that, to realize and understand how things are in your life because how you're thinking, feeling, and believing about them. And just take that responsibility. Take that step and take that responsibility. Do you understand me? Okay, you do that, you do that. Okay,